Okay, class, we've got kind of a strange lesson today. We are talking about lateral surface area of right pyramids and cones. Okay? Now, the formulas that we're talking about today are not formulas I'm requiring you to memorize. We're not even going to spend a huge amount of time working with these. It's going to be a good exercise for our brains to think about these formulas and how to apply these formulas. Okay? So, the first part of the lesson in the book, if you look on pages 664 and 665, they kind of give an explanation of how these formulas came about. Okay? Ultimately, when we're talking about right pyramids and right cones, they're called right pyramids and right cones because the apex of the pyramid or cone, you can drop a height straight through and meet the middle of the base. Okay? So the formula that we're going to be using is P times S divided by 2. Okay? P stands for the perimeter of the base. So if we're talking about a right pyramid, we got to know what shape the base is. Is it a square pyramid? Is it a triangular pyramid base? Even hexagonal or octagonal? Okay? Pyramid or perimeter of the base. S stands for our slant height. Okay? So if we can find the perimeter of the base and we know the slant height, we can use this formula to find the lateral surface area of a right pyramid. Okay? Now when we move to the formula for the lateral surface area of a cone, a right cone, our formula ends up looking a little bit different. Okay, we're still going to start out the same way. The perimeter of the base times the slant height divided by 2. But if we're talking about a cone, the base is a circle. So when we're talking about the perimeter of a circle, we call that circumference. Okay, so we think about circumference times the slant height divided by 2. So the formula for circumference, we usually use pi times diameter, right? Pi times diameter. But in this case, we're going to go with radius times 2 times pi. Because look, if I use 2 pi r, my 2 and my divide by 2 cancel out. Okay? So the formula for lateral surface area of a right cone ends up being pi times radius times the slant height. Okay? So we've taken the same formula and kind of simplified it. Okay? Okay. So let's look at a couple of examples. These are not the examples that are in your book. You look at the examples in your book to give you extra practice. Okay? So here is my drawing of a right pyramid that has a square base. Okay? So if we're going to find the lateral surface area of this right pyramid, okay, my P stands for perimeter of the base. S is the slant height. Okay? I've given you a slant height of 10 centimeters. Remember, the slant height means I'm looking at this triangular face and I'm drawing a line from the apex down the face to the center of the bottom of that triangle. Okay? Slant height. So let's use our formula here. Perimeter of the base. I've told you this is a square base. Okay, so the perimeter of that base would be 5 times 4, 20 centimeters, right? Perimeter of the base, 20 centimeters. Slant height is 10. Divide by 2. 20 times 10 is 200. Divide by 2. 100 centimeters square is our lateral surface area. Remember, that's just the sides. It doesn't account for the area of the base. Okay? So let's move down to my cone. Okay? So I've got a cone here. I've said that the diameter of the base is 12 centimeters. Slant height is 10. Regular height is 8 centimeters. So we're going to use our formula, our adjusted formula, pi rs. And we're just going to leave pi as pi. Okay? So if the diameter of our base is 12, r must be 6, right? So pi times 6 centimeters. S, make sure you do not use this height. We're talking about the slant height. Okay, slant height, 10 centimeters. So the lateral surface area of this cone, we should get 60 pi centimeters squared for the lateral surface area. Okay. Okay, on your practice set, guys, I would like for you to try to do C and D on the practice set. Pause your video, complete that in your notebook, and then start it back up again so you can check your work. Okay, C says, now I hope you noticed that on C they want us to find the total surface area for a square pyramid with base sides 5 inches long and a slant height of 4 inches. So I just drew the base, okay? I drew the base of my, it's not a very good square, is it? But it should be a square. It says that my square base has sides 5 inches long. So I did 5 and 5 on each side. So I went ahead and figured out the area of my base because they're asking for total surface area. So after I find the lateral surface area, I got to add in the area of the base, okay? So the area of the base is 25 inches square, okay? Now I can worry about the sides, okay? Those triangular faces that make up the sides of the square pyramid, okay? Lateral surface area is perimeter of the base times the slant height times 2, okay? I've said the base, all the sides on the base measure 5 inches. That gives me 20 inches for the perimeter of the base. Slant height is 4 inches, divide by 2. You should get 40 inches square for the lateral surface area. Okay, so I combine my lateral surface area with the area of the base, and I get 65 inches square. Okay, for C. Now D is lateral surface area of a cone. So we're going to use our pi RS formula. And it tells us that diameter of the base is 8 centimeters and the slant height is 12 centimeters. Okay? So pi R, if the diameter is 8, R has to be 4, times the slant height of 12. So I get 48 pi centimeters square for the lateral surface area of the cone on D. Okay? Like I said, these are not formulas that you're going to be required to memorize, okay? Let this be a brain exercise for us to think about these formulas and how to use them and how to find the values that we need to plug into our formulas, okay? Okay, hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.